What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today, there's a title video today. I am going to react to Kaiser opening on his family, boxing, music on YouTube. I am going to react to that because I hear a lot of good things about this. It's really interesting and he has a lot to say about how his YouTube journey ran when he was such a small YouTuber and now that he's such a great name. So I'm really interested to hear what he has to say, and let's begin.
I started falling into this pattern of just doing trends, seeing what was, hot and just jumping on it. Yeah, I just wasn't happy. So I was like, I'm going to make myself happy and I'm going to do stuff that, I didn't think I'd ever want to do.
Damn. I see something simple. KSI.
As a kid, I was very introverted. I was very quiet. I kept to myself.
Me too.
And I kind of still am, but I guess I'm a lot more out of my shell whenever I'm on camera. My parents were very strict, Nigerian, African parents. They were always like, education is key, and it is key, but my focus is always on other things. I think if they let me do my thing, I probably would have stayed in education, which is the funniest thing. Like, I would have wanted to learn and I would have wanted to study, but because
I personally don't know. I never really like school. How can I say this? I always thought like yes, yes, school is important, but when I went to college for 1 year, I didn't feel happy. I just thought I am not learning the things I want to learn. I'm not spending the time that I want to spend my time on. I want to make videos, and I like my videos, and learn camera shit. No, dat wil je niet kakken zijn, je niet flyers, je niet, wat doe je niet more? I don't know, I was just not happy what I was doing. And then I wanted to go to other college that they were specifically using more cameras and all this shit. I wanted to go there, but they said no to me. And I was quite disappointed, and I had a lot of struggle got accepted to school because of a speaking problem. They really are, how can I say this? They always did really difficult about that I have speaking problem. They always say, no, they don't, they can't, invest more time on him than on others, this and that. I understand what the fuck are you talking about? That year, I had zero extra help. I had zero. Nobody helped me. And I did perfectly well. So, that's all of here. I really got mad at that. And that's why I quit school. I didn't want to discuss it like that anymore. I'm going to do everything I can to do this like that. So I said, I quit, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to follow my dreams, and I'm going to do what I want to do. Shut down. That's all.
my parents were so strict and forced me to do certain things, I've always been a person that does the opposite of what someone tells me to do. So I was about 11 when I started my first YouTube channel. I think I uploaded Family Guy, and that got copyright strikes.
Oh,
so
I know that
feeling. One of my first content was a game called June 2000 or June 3000. This old game that I was obsessed with. I loved it, and it actually did really well. And I mean, I say load. It was like 10, 20 people, but like it was still.
That's how it starts. When you first start, it's not like you hope to see it. You got, and you got time to use. But then you got better. It's just, I'm still here. But I know what we are going to do in the future. I know it. I can see it. And I'm so positive what our future is going to look like. And it's just a waiting game for now. I'm just working hard to get to the next level. I know we're going to do this. I know it. There is no doubt in my mind we are not going to make this the gas feature and the gas channel of our entire life.
Like a lot of people to me, but I think I gave that channel to my bro and
Yeah.
made another channel which everyone knows now, KSLG DBT.
It's a music channel.
If anyone you knew back then could have known where you would end up.
I didn't think I'd end up where I am today. Like, let's be honest, I've done quite a lot in my lifetime that I didn't think I'd ever be able to do. I didn't think I'd ever have a song with Craig David. I didn't think I'd ever have a song with Rick Ross. I didn't think I'd ever be in a boxing match, a pro boxing fight. You know, I'd have a group called the Sideman where we're making YouTube videos weekly. Like, I didn't think a lot of things. And I know, 100% know, that all the people in school did not expect where I'm at today. And it's still crazy. Even to this day, I still get messages on my Facebook saying, you know, like, it's crazy where you are right now. Like, I never thought that you'd be this type of person.
That's always. People have a long opinion on you and long to see you can do so much more. They think, wow, we never knew that because some people are not interested in you like that to ask you things that you want to do. Some people that's really gas fans, they know what I want to do and they believe in me. Sometimes I'm too hard on myself. I'm working my ass off to make my future the best that I can.
These interviews about how like 2017 was almost the year things turned for you.
Yeah.
What changed?
I started falling into this pattern of just doing what, you know, people wanted to see, just doing trends, seeing what was, you know, hot and just jumping on it. And I wasn't really making content I wanted to make. Personally, I don't like saying that I was depressed. I kind of just got to the point where I was like, oh man, I'm just not happy.
I think, how can you say this? I think this is the feeling of all smaller channels, I think. When you're small, I think sometimes you need to do certain things to get you on top, and when you're on top, you can really do anything you kind of want to do. Because I think I like content that's popular right now, but I think I also make content that I personally like. And yes, here and there are some videos that I really don't like, and I'm really made it because it's popular, but at the same time, I think for smaller channels, it's, it's the smartest thing to do, because you need to get out there, and when you're a great channel, you can kind of do anything you want, because you got the numbers that you get almost on any video. But when you're a smaller channel, you don't. You got less views.
I'm just not happy with like what I'm doing. I'm just not happy with where I'm at. I deleted a load of videos, deleted all my tweets, deleted all my Instagram pictures. I was like, I'm going to make myself happy, and I'm going to do stuff that, you know, I didn't think I'd ever wanted to do. So I went and traveled. I really, found myself. I really, I had fun. I didn't worry about numbers. I wasn't looking at stats. I wasn't obsessed with my phone. Being able to now come back in a better state of mind is just so important.
You have the boxing in 2017 as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So it starts with Joe Weller.
Mm.
When that first came about, did you ever imagine it was going to be as big as it was?
No, I never thought the Joe Weller fight was going to be as big as it was. I trained like my whole life depended on that fight. And yeah, it was literally every day I trained. Every single day I would go on runs. Every day I was doing, weights. Every day I was just doing something to improve my body. I sacrificed, making YouTube videos. I sacrificed doing a lot of things. And my whole focus was just on that fight. I kind of knew that I had won because it was the similar zen that I was in when I was fighting Logan Paul in the pro boxing fight, where I was there like, I've worked for this. I'm ready. You're not ready to fight me right now.
That's crazy. I had to start last night. I haven't finished the video, but I had to start last night. Like, when I hang a singer, I always hope I glue another day because I know what I did wrong. I wasn't consistent. I wasn't consistent in anything like that. I was so thin and I quit that singer one and a half, maybe 2 years ago. And I know what I was doing wrong. And last night I thought to myself like, I know what I'm doing, and I know this, what I'm doing right now with my videos. I know the show will get successful. It's just another game that you need to play with yourself. You need to think to yourself, you're a winner. If you don't think like that of yourself, then how can I say this? When you don't think of yourself as a winner, you get when negativity and when people leave link comments on your videos that will affect you. But when you have a winner's mindset, you don't get affected like that. Yeah, you get hurt by it, but it won't affect you as direct as if you don't have a winner's mindset. And that's the this is my first time I ever had in my whole life. This positivity and the thought of I can do it and I know what I want to do. And I'm not going to get started that easily. That's crazy. And I'm kind of proud of myself for doing that.
The first Logan Paul fight, I was a bit too confident. I was a bit too over.
That's also looking.
And I thought, I've got this. It's Logan Paul. He hasn't really.
And that's dangerous.
I got a draw, but I just didn't feel happy with that.
Yeah.
So I made sure to rectify it in the second fight. After about a week, that's when it settled in, and that's when I woke up and went, "Holy shit, I did that." I looked back at the video. I looked at the whole footage of me walking into the ring, the thousands of people at the LA Staples Center. The fight, I looked at everything and I went, Jesus Christ, man. That was wild.
You obviously had beef with both Joe Weller and Logan Paul.
Yeah.
And Logan's brother.
Mm-hmm.
And the kind of lead up to it. And what was your view of them then, really? And how do you view them all now?
Well, I've always hated Jake Paul. I think he's a twat. I think the videos he makes shows he's a twat. But I think with Logan, his videos were somewhat entertaining. With Joe Weller, it's weird because we were friends, and then we kind of turned into enemies because of this fight. You can never really be true friends after something like that.
Yeah, sure.
I just don't think it can ever happen. Maybe if you fought and it was a draw, maybe you could still be friends, but the idea of being friends with someone that has beaten you, it's a hard thing for your head to compute. True friends again. and why me and Logan will never be friends, and why me and Jake will never be friends. Music has always just been a hobby of mine, but you know, YouTube. Well, I mean, YouTube was also a hobby, and it kind of just turned into something that I made money from. And the same is just happening with music. You know, the better I'm getting with music,
That's
the
true.
more money I'm starting to
You
make.
need to work
I'm
hard.
kind of now at a point where I'm able to really find my sound, make good music, and I'm happy with the music that I'm producing. And now I can just put more stuff out, put more content out, and you know, work with people that I never thought I'd be able to work with, and really, you know.
That's true. You need to work hard to see that you're doing well. And when you see that you're doing wrong after a couple of months, you can change that and you can throw the things that you're doing wrong away and start doing the things that you're doing right to grow your channel, to grow your music, to grow everything you want to do.
I'm in with bangers, man.
Yeah.
I remember when I went to my first concert. It was Watch the Throne, Kanye West and Jay-Z, and I was there with a few of my schoolmates. We were right at the back, so Kanye was just like a little speck. Same with Jay-Z. I remember they were on like these huge box platforms, and I was watching it, and I was like, one day I'm gonna do this. One day I'm gonna perform in front of hundreds of thousands or thousands of people. I don't know how. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but one day I'm gonna do it.
That's my motivation. When I look at the girl YouTubers and the girl channels and everything, that is successful, think, I think like I'm going to work so hard to come on that level. How can I say, I don't expect to get millions or millions of followers, but I would one day hope to say at least 100,000 viewers and subscribers. That would be so awesome to see that I can make a difference. I just want to show everybody that it don't matter what you have, everybody can make a difference, and that's what I made the channel.
I'm proud of the fact that my parents were proud of me with the direction I've gone in. Never really thought they would be 100% with what I'm doing. But,
same.
you know, they're 100% with me now, and you know, they've been 100% with me for a long time. I don't even look at numbers anymore, man. Like, yeah, every now and then I go, oh yeah, look, I've got this many millions subscribers. For me, what's important is just making content that people just enjoy, and making music that people just enjoy, and punching people in the face and letting them enjoy that. So I don't want to just be seen as one thing. I like being seen as a range of things when it comes to music or the boxing or YouTube. You know, I'm able to just be quite fluid with what I want to do. The idea of, you know, having a YouTube audience and having a music audience and having a boxing audience, and then being able to gel that together, having, you know, mainstream success and all this and all of that, you know, I'm able to really just come home and just make whatever I want, do whatever I want, and build a lot of hype around it. And essentially, like, if I make a good product, it will fly. I'm not a person that was just born with, you know, all these skills. I've just worked hard, and you know, it's crazy what hard work can get.
That's what I listen to. That other video, that is what I believe into. If you work really hard to for something, and 9 out of 10 works out that way, because you have to work so hard for it. It will be crazy if you work hard all this way and you don't get the result. It will be disappointing. But if you don't leg out wat je houdt toe. Je kan eerst dankzij je leg hard. En ernstig is as I then leg out, the everything look good. I'm just going to leg hard and really go desire to tell American settlers I'm not looking to it. I'm not on the half looking to it. I don't think it's going to be excellent. I don't think it's going to be and strong. I know I need to let her, but I know one day it's going to happen. I hope you guys enjoy the video every day. Leave a like because that's how I really like the video, and subscribe to see more really fun and entertainment videos from me, and I hope to see other videos people in the next video. Later.